Hey, everybody, welcome to Friar Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network. I am Darren Smith. That is Marty Caswell. We were riding the emotional high of a press conference on Monday to introduce Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano. And then there was this little baseball thing, which turned out to be quite the buzzkill. The Padres offense has been quite the buzzkill as the Padres have dropped the series to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Don't really know how to explain it. I think we said last time the Pirates are hanging by a thread in the NL wildcard standings. They are outside looking in, but the Padres now are clinging to a one-game lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Marty, after all of the good energy, the vibes were sky high on Monday, crashing back down to earth for the Padres, haven't they?
Darren, first of all, it's great to see you back in the kitchen, which is exactly where a man belongs. But you're exactly right. You went from the highs of the Padres sweeping the Minnesota Twins, and then the harsh reality of playing a National League team set in. I was thinking about this, looking at this series loss to the Pirates, which is just mind-boggling. That if you're the Padres right now in that scuffling, injured offense, are you actually looking forward to getting on the road and playing the American League team with the best record in the AL, the Tampa Bay Rays, just because you have a good record, as you pointed out, Darren, in interleague, but for whatever reason, they are under 500 when they are facing the National League?
I don't know how to explain that. The Padres are 71-62 as we're recording. The Padres are 27-15 in interleague play, right? They've swept the Minnesota Twins. They swept the Houston Astros. These are teams that you think might be better than they actually are because you look at the MLB standings and you go, well, this team's in first place and this team's in possession of a wild card spot. But then you actually see them and you think, what's the big deal here? These teams kind of stink. So 27-15 against American League teams, Marty, 44-47 against the National League. I do not know how to explain that. So are they looking forward to getting on an airplane and going to Tampa? Are they looking forward to facing the New York Yankees back at home more than they are facing the Nationals or the Miami Marlins, or pick a National League team remaining on the schedule? I can't answer that. I think it might be one of these oddities, one of these real quirks in Major League Baseball. I mean, we all would agree that the American League is inferior, right?
100%.
Right. Forever the National League has been referred to as the senior circuit.
Yes, you're going to have a team in the American League West.
More like that.
I'm sorry, no. You're going to have a team from the AL West probably under 500 as division champs. You're going to have a team under 500 in the playoffs. So you're exactly right. Yep.
Yeah.
That is good.
And yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I don't think that the Pirates are great. I don't think that this is a harbinger of things to come, that the Padres will continue to play sub-500 baseball against teams from the National League, but these are what the statistics are. This is what the record and winning percentage is at this point, subject to change. I guess the good news, Marty, if you want to look at this as glass half full, the good news is that should the Padres advance to the World Series, you would really like their chances. Because they would face an American League team in the World Series.
Yes.
And they have a great record against the American League. They have a great winning percentage against the American League. So I suppose you would fancy your chances should you get there. The only problem is you probably have to play 3 National League teams along the way.
If they can get there. Well, Darren, did you stay up? I know you were in New York once again. Did you stay up for the finale of that Padres game just so you can go ahead and second guess Craig Stammen's decision to use Morejon, who, by the way, was very efficient. I think 5 pitches, 3 outs, or maybe it was 6 pitches, and then Mason Miller, who gave up his first home run since, August 5th last year to the D-backs. Were you able to second guess in real time?
Marty, no, I was not able to second guess in real time. And yes, I did stay awake and I did watch that. And the reason I didn't second guess in real time is because I was so stunned that I just stared at my laptop on MLB.TV because I could not believe what it was that I just saw. Credit to the great Jack Buck, one of the great announcers of all time. I do not believe what it was that I just saw. I could not believe that I saw Mason Miller throw a baseball and I saw another player on the other team hit that baseball, and then that baseball went over the outfield fence. I can't recall. I know when it was the last time because everybody has pointed this out. But yeah, it was jarring. So I sat there pretty much all night. I didn't get any sleep because I just stared at my screen which was, on the screen filler just looking at MLB.TV because I was so stunned by what it was that I saw. I couldn't believe it. What was it like there?
You and all of Petco Park. It was a stunned, like, what did we just see here? Because you don't see that. And I'm sure when you're watching an MLB.TV, you saw that instant reaction. Mason knew right away. That was a giant mistake. Okay, where do you want to start here? Do you want to hear from Mason Miller first on that moment, or do you want to hear from Craig Stammen on his decision? And by the way, we do know that in the finale, no Mason Miller, no Morejon will be available in the finale because they have been used extensively, which why I think at that time when they came in, it was surprising to see when Morejon was warming up. I think people figured, okay, that's going to be it. You're not going to see Mason Miller because for the last 5 games, and he had 30 pitches the night before in the Padres loss. So I think people were surprised he was even in the game in the first place. But Michael King did say in postgame, because Michael knew he had to go, right, after extra innings when the Padres couldn't do anything offensively, tapped bullpen, and he gave them 7 great innings. He said Morejon and Mason told him before the game they were available. They felt good. They were going to go ahead and pitch.
Sure, and you would expect that pitchers, more times than not, are probably going to take that approach, right? Because they want to be there and they want to support their teammates.
Yeah.
And we know that Adrian Morejon and we know that Mason Miller are really, really good teammates. Everything that we hear. So I also would say this because I'm sure, and I know that Craig Stammen took a little bit of heat to Marty's point because he pitched on Friday and Saturday, then again on Monday. So what's he doing in there on Tuesday, the day after he threw 30 pitches? I would point out, Marty, it wasn't that long ago that Craig Stammen was asked about his bullpen usage and said, and I paraphrase, something to the effect of, I can't manage all of these games like it's game 7. Not yet. Well, if there is a time on the schedule where you might lean on your players to give you a little bit extra, especially if they are willing to do so, it feels like this is a time when you've already lost the first game. Maybe they were aware of what it was that happened between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Chicago Cubs. I don't know the chronology, whether one thing happened before the other, but we do know that this is real nip and tuck right now in the NL wildcard standings. As good as the vibes have been around San Diego, as much as we can talk about their second half winning percentage, it is still one game. They are still up one game. That is 2 days. That could disappear in the blink of an eye. So 76-57 for the Cubs, 73-60 as we're recording today for the Phillies. The Padres 71-62 and the Diamondbacks are 70-63. But this is what Mason Miller had to say afterwards, since of course he was asked not only about his usage, but also about pitch selection and 0-1 changeup.
Jason, I said, Darren, really, really quick. At that time when Mason was being used, the D-backs were losing. This is before their walk-off, and the Phillies had already lost. So you're looking up, you're thinking, aha, can gain some ground. Okay.
I get to bounce a game here. Yeah. I get to pick up a game on the Phillies, and I think I get to pick up a game on the Arizona Diamondbacks because that's a team in disarray. They're not going to come from behind against the Chicago Cubs, except they did. So here's what Mason Miller had to say afterwards.
He says that you're human, and this stuff happens. Your thought on the pitch selection, the pitch execution?
Humans can be idiots sometimes, so yeah, I mean, tip your hat, good swing, crushed it obviously, but yeah, I just can't be throwing that pitch in that spot.
You usually don't. Is there, what was the thought there?
I mean, you do your prep work, you do your matchups, you have your plan. That was kind of my plan against him. Obviously, location was the biggest issue there. The pitch is away, it's a different story, but you throw it in that spot to a lefty, it's 9 times out of 10 gonna get hit pretty hard. So fortunately today it got up in the air and left the yard.
So it's really like it's just like this much, and that's what you feel like, as opposed to choosing the changeup, you left it up a little bit.
No, I mean, yeah, every pitch that I throw in the game, I'm convicted in throwing. Looking back, I can be a good enough self-evaluator to say that was a stupid pitch, but I was convicted in it and had a plan and didn't execute it.
All right, so I think Mason Miller taking accountability, and I'm sure he did. I think I was listening on the radio broadcast, Marty, while I was watching the pictures, and Bob Scanlon, who we think is an excellent analyst, said it in real time. He said Mason Miller's going to lose some sleep tonight because that is a changeup, a pitch that he doesn't throw very often. He said he had the conviction to throw it. He didn't execute it the way he wanted to. But can I just say real quick here, because while Mason Miller might be the face of this loss on Tuesday night, the offense didn't do anything. The offense has scored 2 runs against the Pirates at the time of this recording, and one of them was on a balk that nobody actually saw. Nobody can understand it, but whatever. So the Padres offense has taken a little bit of a nap here against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, credit to Mason Miller, because this is what people are talking about, including us. But he's maybe the face of it, but he's not the reason why the Padres lost the game.
Right. Go ahead. Go figure that if I told you there's going to be a Padres game in which Michael King gives you 7 shutty, then Morejon, and then Miller, you're like, great Padres win. The offense is, again, maddeningly inconsistent. It is maddening what is happening with this Padres team right now. It really is.
We will talk about that when we return. This is Friar Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network with Marty Caswell. I'm Darren Smith. Stick around.
Bella, where? I don't know where Bella is, but I know how to take care of my pup.
Kratz, while you find Bella, today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans that can fit your budget, your lifestyle, and even your pet's particular quirks. Because let's be honest, vet bills can add up fast. And when it's time to submit a claim, it's easy. Just use their app and receive reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account so you can get back to focusing on what really matters, your pet. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/foul. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/FOUL. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
Welcome back to Friar Territory. You can subscribe on YouTube, wherever it is that you get your audio podcast. Darren Smith, Marty Caswell with you. Just to finish this, Marty, because a million years ago, I do remember where I was when Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas. And I had a similar feeling when I watched Mason Miller give up a home run. Seriously, I just was like, whoa, wait, what? I mean, what? I'm not used to this. But anyway, much more about the offense. And obviously, if you want to talk about a face of an inconsistent offense, maybe there is no face more prominent than Manny Machado. I know we were talking a lot about Tatis. Jackson Merrill's part of a 20-20 club, 20 jacks, 24 stolen bases. Good on him for that. Manny Machado, who still does lead the team in home runs and in runs batted in. We saw what it was that happened in the first game of the series, Marty, on a swing. You're around it all the time. Maybe you can give everybody a brief recap what it is that's going on with Manny Machado in his hands.
Well,
it seems to be a fact.
He has a bruised index finger on his right hand, and he's not taking any time off. Apparently this is bothering him since New York, but he's batting third every single day. If you're hearing Mason Miller and you're hearing Craig Stammen say that they know what time of year this is, they're going to be available, I'm just thinking that Manny Machado right now is unable to take a game off. I was hoping that maybe in the finale they would go ahead and rest him, because then you have an off day on Thursday and you can go ahead and reset. But it appears that Manny Machado is just going to go ahead and grind through this. And I had a conversation with AJ Caswell, my seatmate in the Padres press box, about the very same thing. And he said that Manny's been dealing with a ton of things this season. The leg injuries, the lower body, and now this finger is really bothering him. Don't you need to get him right? Or maybe, you know what? Or maybe if you're Craig Stammen, you're like, you know what? It's not gonna get right during this regular season. We just have to go ahead and grind through it. But the at-bats have been terrible. And it's not just him. You have Gavin Sheets, who hasn't been the same player since he's dealing with a plantar fasciitis right now. They're relying on a guy named Dustin Harris to go ahead and play left field. But Manny is the big question, because he has not been right. And for some point since June, it looked like he had figured things out, but that finger is really bothering him now.
Well, we could put this up here. I think we have his month-by-month statistics, because it just underscores the point of what's going on with Manny Machado, because you do think, as much as we've talked about the offense statistically as a group, where as a whole this team has done really impressive stuff, since about the midway point of the season, this is the one guy that can't seem to get the engine turned over, Marty. So, you could go month by month with Manny Machado in his August numbers, 576 on OPS, I should say. I mean, there's a million numbers. We'll just leave it at that. 576 OPS in the month of August. He's only batted second, third, or fourth this year. Would you think about moving him? Just because of the time of the year where it is, if in fact, this is bothering him more perhaps than they are letting on publicly.
Here's the great question I'm going to give you, Darren. Who are you going to move up into that spot right now? You already have He has been feast or famine. I mean, I know he had a big home run on Sunday, but Jackson Merrill is. I don't know, man. He can't even make contact. He is swinging way out of the zone lately. He had some really bad at bats on Tuesday. So I don't. There is no answer. I mean, you're going to leave Ty France, the Big Eiffel, exactly where he is, batting cleanup. He's been a good spot, and I think Craig Stammen gave you the reason as to why he wants to go ahead and keep Jackson. Shoot, beginning of this homestand when things were looking different for this offense.
Manny. How about that? Scratch that from the record. I no longer want to submit Merrill as a potential candidate.
Yeah, leave him alone.
What'd you think? What'd you think about France? What'd you think? Just switching those two. Just, if you're going to give somebody more at bats right now, should you give Ty France more at bats than Manny Machado?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else?
That's it. And that right there.
You can't IL him. I mean, can you?
No, and that right now is the problem. There is no obvious solution. Craig Stammen earlier was talking about the value of lineup consistency when it looked like the Padres. Yes. And here you are. No, he was saying it took a while to go ahead and figure things out when he was asked about, when Jackson Merrill is playing like this, are you tempted to take him out of the 5 spot? And he talked about how there is value to certain guys being in that same spot. But like right now, all right, go ahead and get crazy. Never mind. 2 catchers? You want Campy and Fermin in the same lineup?
In there as a DH?
Where do you want him? Batting third?
Well, you're making the argument to bring up Ethan Salas.
I am. That's exactly. We are less than a week away from rosters expanding, and when I'm watching this happen, and I'm thinking the conversations we've had about the catcher's production, maybe that's literally the argument that you have for bringing up Ethan Salas as an emergency, not to go ahead and lift this team offensively, but having him as insurance just in case you need it.
Well, he's not the only catcher in the system, but
no.
Yes.
No. I know you have Rodolfo Duran, who has a nice
time in the big league.
Yes, but he can't hit.
Well, again, you just said it. You're not bringing somebody up here who can hit. You're bringing somebody up here who literally can catch. So I don't. It's a lot.
I know.
Because you're right. I don't think you can. I mean, I don't think you can really play around too much with Manny Machado in the lineup. Maybe you can make a little tweak there and just justify it by saying Ty France is our hottest hitter. And really, what's the damage being done there? Because you're moving a righty ahead of a righty, and you still have the lefty. But, I also don't think you can IL him. He's still leading you in home runs and runs batted in.
Right.
But, Marty, he's also 34 years old, and maybe this is a conversation for the offseason. Maybe Manny's at a point, as much as he appreciates posting, right? That's the thing we always hear about Manny Machado. He posts. Manny posts. Manny shows up. He plays hurt. And credit to him for doing that. Mm-hmm. But maybe we are entering an era next year. Let's say next year. Where maybe Manny should get a 2-week vacation or something. Just a thought.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
Just to let his body. I mean, listen, it's he's going to be 35 next year. Maybe maybe you figure out a way to give Manny a 2-week vacation or something. It's all.
He took his first off day in April. Craig Stammen got him into that. I'm just surprised that he hasn't had one since early. I have to check. Since like early July. I thought by now the dog days of summer. It's like 95 degrees on the field every day here in San Diego. It's going to be a relief for the Padres to get to the East Coast, get to Florida,
Tampa,
to get away from this weather.
It's
exhausting.
Pretty much play anywhere. I don't. It's like every year we're having the same conversation about Manny Machado.
Yeah.
Which is that because he plays so often and he's so difficult to get out of the lineup, sometimes it feels like the production. And I don't have this quantifiably in front of me. I haven't done the deep dive on it. It just feels like we talk about that on a semi-regular basis. At any rate, I don't think you can take him out right now. I'm just tossing it out there for chump. All right, Marty, I talked a little bit about the buzzkill from earlier this week with ownership.
Did you say the buzzkill or the buzzkill? What did you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's talk a little bit because there is some new news about Padres ownership, and it is a familiar name. So this has been reported I want to say it had been speculated, but now it has been reported, and we will talk about what we know. In addition to Kwanzaa Jones, what we know about Jose Feliciano, we will talk a little bit about what we also know regarding Padre ownership when we come back on Friar Territory. Marty mentioned that I am in New York, and so are the Yankees, and so are the Mets. And I've actually spent a couple of minutes on SeatGeek because I'm trying to see the Brewers are playing the Mets, the Astros are playing the Yankees. You know, if I'm going to go to one of these games, I'm going to make sure that I have tickets to go, and SeatGeek will have me covered. It is the official MLB ticketing marketplace app. Your tickets are going to be guaranteed. They're going to be added right there onto the app. So you're not going to worry, oh, I don't know what's going to happen here with my tickets. No, as MLB's official partner, if you're going to go and buy MLB tickets between now and the end of the regular season, SeatGeek guarantees them. You can find the best seats. They will tell you the best seats, the worst seats. So I might be using SeatGeek here over the next couple of days, Marty. Where should I go? Should I go watch the Brewers and Mets, or should I watch the Astros and Yankees?
Listen, D. Smith, you don't have to go to New York for that because the Yankees are coming to San Diego in the next homestand. If you want to go and get your tickets for that, or perhaps, I know you're a huge Harry Potter fan, House Gryffindor, D. Smith, or Slytherin, it's Harry Potter Day at Petco Park on Monday versus the Nationals. So there's only one place to go. It's SeatGeek, the #1 ticketing app for a reason. Over 70,000 events. They've got you covered.
Yeah, I mean, they're also sending me a lot of email reminders that we're right around the corner from the NBA season. Of course, we have a code for you guys. You can use the code right there, Territory10. 10% off your next set of MLB tickets on SeatGeek. Use the code Territory10. 10% off your next set of tickets. Download the app. Use the code. That discount will be automatically added to your profile. So thank you, SeatGeek. Welcome back to Friar Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network. Darren and Marty with you. So Monday's Padres introductory owner press conference is still reverberating around Major League Baseball. Lots of opinions, Marty, about what was seen and what was heard at the press conference. So people are still buzzing, as you know.
Darren, before I get to the news that came out on, what day is it? On Wednesday, on the newest partners with Kwanzaa Jones and Jose Feliciano, I just want to say one thing, okay? You can like Jose, you can like Kwanzaa, you can dislike them, you can not like what they said at the press conference, you can be angry at people being excited and getting up declaring we're going to win. You can be angry at them saying education is important, we're going to give back to the communities, we're going to be inclusive, Baja, San Diego, literacy, education, kids. You can be angry they're taking joyous video selfies on the field with their entire family, including their cute little son. But you don't, or you can dislike them for all of that. You don't need to be a racist or a sexist and send vile, disgusting messages. You don't have to like them, but you can be a civil human being. Let it play out. Let it play out. Sports is supposed to be fun. Don't take it so personal. That's all I'm going to say, man. My timelines have been ridiculous right now. We don't know anything about them yet. They said the right things. If Jed York is more your style, or a Dean Spanos, or you want some stodgy owner, fine. I loved what they had to say. No one tells me how to react or what to say or to kiss someone's butt. I like the joy coming from them. I like the joy coming from Kwanzaa. And listen, it is a partnership. They're married, okay? She owns half the team. Get over it, people. I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. I feel like I probably missed out on a lot of social media commentary.
You didn't miss out. You didn't miss out.
I don't have high expectations for that space, but it sounds like the reason why I have such low expectations are being confirmed by some of Marty's experiences. And they might be the worst owners on planet Earth.
Right.
But to your point, it doesn't really deserve that sort of treatment. But Marty, one of the things that we learned, I really don't mean to.
I'm
this
good.
is its own separate conversation.
Yes, it is.
One of the things that we are learning in real time, at least as of Wednesday, is we know the names, and they are very popular names. We know that brothers Joey and Jess Buss. Now, you might know the Buss family. Dr. Jerry Buss owned the Lakers forever. And I would say the most popular, the most recognizable one of the Bus children was Jeannie Bus, who for a long time was right there by her father's side, very involved in the business of the LA Lakers. She was recently the acting governor of the LA Lakers. It was reported by Dan Wokey in The Athletic. Bus Sports Capital has joined Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano's Padres ownership group, said the Bus brothers, Joey and Jesse. Joey and Jesse, these are the younger brothers.
Joey and Jesse, they're all J's. By the way, this portion here is from ESPN, so I'll get to Wokey's clip. Yes.
Longtime LA Lakers executive started the investment firm. Their investment firm is called Bus Sports Capital. They started this investment firm after the family sold its majority ownership of the Lakers to billionaire businessman Mark Walter. Oh, man. I mean, what's happening? The firm aims to identify acquisitions and partnerships across the global sports landscape. Joey and Jesse announced that they're going to be part of the new ownership group's advisory board. They're going to apply their experience and with player development, payroll management, and roster construction to support this new era in Padres franchise history. Their stake in the Padres is in the neighborhood of 5%, according to ESPN. Joey Buss is 41 years old. Jesse Buss is 37 years old. I would be lying if I said I knew how much experience they had, but this is the family business. Although this family at times feels like they are always at each other's throats. So the older brothers were essentially fired by Jeannie Buss at one point. These two brothers, I think, were part of the agreement to sell the Lakers to Bob Iger and forgive me for not remembering.
One of the Kushners.
The Kushner, one of the Kushners. So I don't know. I mean, it feels like this is, for anybody that, it just feels like this is a drama. The connection between the Padres and Dodgers is just...
It's insane.
It is very, very bizarre. It was also reported these two grew up in San Diego and are lifelong Padre fans. I don't know
are?
If that's true or not, but, no, that's what it said.
Okay, this is from Wokey. Is this from Wokey? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, while minority investors will not be constructing the Padres roster, the brothers are expected to contribute strategic advice on team building. That experience includes operating within the NBA's salary cap system and making long-term decisions about allocating resources towards players and player development. The brothers group in San Diego. Okay. The NBA has a salary cap. The last I checked, Major League Baseball did not. And I'd imagine team building from a baseball team is completely different from team building an NBA team. Or did I miss something there? Like, not even the same thing. Not even the same atmosphere.
Maybe we don't even know what we don't know about where potential collective bargaining agreement conversations are headed. There are a lot of people who are betting on a salary cap. I don't know that has anything to do with this group, but this has become a real-life episode of secession, especially with the connections between the Padres and the Dodgers. Whether it's Mark Walter and Jose E. Feliciano being partners with Clear Lake Capital, which is part of the Chelsea Football Club group, and Todd Bowley's part of that, part of the Dodgers as well, and all the controversy there. And again, we know that Jose E. Feliciano comes from the world of private equity. I don't know, is Bus Sports Capital, is this considered private equity? I'm not so sure, but 5% of ownership for the Padres. You're allowed to have up to 30% investment in Major League Baseball from private equity companies, but nobody can have more than 15%. So again, I don't know what Bus Sports Capital is. They don't have a website. Tried to find it. So is this now the Padres starting to be involved in private equity? I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. But maybe we'll learn more about Joey and Jesse Buss. I don't know what to say about this.
Direct competition. This is bizarre.
These are people associated with the Lakers. Like, the Buss name is synonymous with the Lakers. And I do remember that Dr. Jerry Buss spent a significant amount of his life in San Diego. But man, little LA sports radio started to go all upside down on this, feeling like the Buss brothers are stabbing all of Los Angeles in the back. So maybe that's a welcome element to the conversation. There's a lot going on here with Dodgers ownership and Buss ownership. It feels like a lot.
So they'll be wearing SD hats in San Diego?
I don't know.
Are they gonna
they actually hated
the Beat LA T-shirts? Is that what we're doing?
don't know. I don't know how to process all of this. Other than all these people are probably all in bed together, and they all just know how to make billions and billions of dollars, and the rest of us think it's something that it probably isn't. That's probably the right analysis.
Okay, I need to catch up on something. Has the Lakers sale been? Is it finalized? Because she's contesting, right? She's contesting.
I don't think she really has a leg to stand on.
So, but if she were to win, are they using their shares to go ahead and invest in the Padres? Does that affect? Well, I don't know.
Maybe. Sure, why not?
All right, I'm going to give you last before we wrap up.
This is. Have you ever seen Succession?
I have.
That's your kind of show.
No, it's. I have not seen it yet. Is that HBO? Do I need a subscription?
Yeah.
I
Been
gave
over
my.
for a while.
I gave up.
You can binge it. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing to think about how connected things are here in Southern California, whether it's the Lakers, the Dodgers, the Padres, Chelsea Football Club, private equity, maybe private equity, not so sure.
Roster construction. It's just interesting. Listen, if they're coming in, whatever. But so who are they working with? With AJ Preller? Are they whose offices will they be busting into?
I don't know.
Preller's? Grupner's?
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they're just there to splash the pot and throw some money into the mix. Maybe this is just simply they're buying in at 5%, and maybe they're just saying this stuff. Maybe they're not going to be involved at all.
I need to look at this again. Okay.
I mean, this is what they're saying.
Maybe this is their bio, right? This is not. I want to hear what Jose and Kwanzaa, this is what their role is going to be. They're going to assist with blah, team building.
Mm-hmm. So they have
allocating resources. Okay.
Operating a pro sports franchise in the NBA.
Okay.
This is what they did. It doesn't mean this is what they're going to do in San Diego. Mm-hmm. So remember, Marty, we had a separate conversation on a separate platform when we talked about Chelsea Football Club, the London-based English Premier League club.
Yep.
Clear Lake Capital, owned by Jose Feliciano and his partner, wanted to buy it, but they needed people who had sports experience to help them seal the deal. That's where Mark Walter and Todd Bowley came into play. They needed people with sports experience to help them. And maybe that's what this is here with Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones. I don't know. I think this is... I hope somebody's writing all this down because this is going to make a hell of a book someday. All right.
Real quick. The first presser was for the fans. That wasn't to really answer our questions and give us information about the structure of the organization or what their real plans. And again, we're not going to know the real plans until the season is over and we start seeing what changes they make throughout the organization. Again, when you spend that kind of money on a team, you bring in your own people. So I'm looking forward to the next one to find out really how this is going to play out. We may not know for a while. All right, I'm done talking.
I'm just going to leave you with this since we're recording before Game 3 of the series. I think Randy Vasquez to the rescue. Now, we get roasted for this if it doesn't happen, but I think it will. All right, we'll have another Friar Territory coming up later on this week. Thank you all for your support again. You can subscribe. You can leave us a good review. You can leave a comment. It really helps us with the algorithm, which is just a kind comment. You can disagree with us, but act like a human being. That's all I ask. Okay, I'm good. All right. Well, good luck. I'm not holding my breath. For Marty, I'm Darren. We'll see you next time on Friar Territory.
Come back to the booth. I just have it. You make that noise.